right, welcome back to On Golf with Luke Mangan. Just having some fun here. You know, truthfully, this is the third or fourth time I've recorded this video because of some technical difficulties. Is it because I have no idea what I'm doing? Maybe. Or maybe there is a force that does not want me to share this message. This message in particular, probably not. This is probably not the force. It's just, look, there is a war being waged between good and evil. And the enemy would love nothing more than to discourage me from sharing, even just from creating, even just being myself. Anything to squash this itch in me to be a little bit more of the person that my creator has made me to be. Even if that means some technical difficulties on creating a silly little golf video. Alas, here I am, creating it for the third or fourth time. I'm not sure, because I'm not going to give in to that. I'm not giving into that. I'm going to create. Let me create. Let me create. So, without further ado, welcome to On Golf. Today we're going to be talking about YGT, Pursell Farms. Not too much about it because they haven't published the video. I can't talk about most of it, but I got to be there at Pursell Farms by the invitation of Martin and Parker Pursell. Fantastic guys. Fantastic product that they have. I say product. Pursell Farms, the whole thing is just this immaculate experience. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. I want to talk too about how this is going to change the future of competitive golf, because it is. And you are going to hear that and be like, oh, this YouTuber is going to make a video about, oh, it's going to change the future of golf. It's going to change the future of golf. Good golfers at a young age are going to start seeing the creator route as an even more viable and even more opportune and attractive route than Corn Ferry Tour, Mini Tour, PGA Tour, whatever. So I'm going to get into that a little bit. What else? I don't know. So let's just start with those two things. YGT Pursell Farms and what YGT is going to do for the future of competitive golf. Let's get into it. YGT at Pursell Farms. Again, I had gotten connected with Martin and Parker Pursell, primarily Martin in the beginning. And he was like, look, I'm going to have a few people at the YGT that's being hosted here at Pursell Farms. Would love for you to be there. There's no one that's really going to be there like writing about it and getting us some behind the scenes stuff, so you have the opportunity to kind of craft whatever narrative you want to about this. And I'm not trying to manipulate the narrative by any means. There's just a really, really cool story happening here that not a lot of people have access to. And I don't really have access to most of it. I just had access to leg one. So all that to say, there's something very different about Pursell Farms than the other stops that they're going to make, I think. Of course, I'm not going to be at the other ones, but Casa de Campo, I think is what it's called in the Dominican. The Wynn Las Vegas. I can't even remember the other place they're going. High quality. They are used to celebrity. They are used to wealth and treating people, putting them up nice. Pursell is, maybe the Southern hospitality version of that. And it's incredibly warm and homey and hospitable and kind. And we're bringing all the creators and the golfers together for, a more intimate dinner under some, string lights out on a little golf practice facility. Like, it's not bougie by any means, but it's extremely nice and well done. Maybe a little southern bougie. You know, it's nice. Purcell Farms is nice. It's not cheap to stay there. It's a great spot. All that to say, I got to sit in on a couple interviews that the Pursell brothers did with the players, and the sentiment is unanimous. When you step onto the property, you drive into the property, trees, towering trees along this. It's gorgeous. 3,300 acres of property, 200 plus acres of golf course. Everyone said almost verbatim the same thing. It's like you enter and there is like a peace that washes over you. It's like you forget what's happening on the outside. Like it goes away. And it was the same for me. I took a couple days off of my work, and it's some people when they take days off work and they're on vacation or they're doing something else, they're still plugged in. They're still like, oh, I gotta answer this email. Oh, I still gotta. When I was there, you just forget about everything. And the service in some places isn't great, and so you're just so present. There's something very unique about it. I have my own thoughts. It's just, but the players notice it. You know, people will say, Martin, for example, was asking some questions and was like, hey, what is it about Pursell that would encourage you to invite other people to come back to it? And most of them were like, look, the golf is great. The golf is awesome. The course is in excellent condition. It's a fantastic course. It's beautiful, secluded. It's unlike anything a lot of people these people have seen, and they've seen some incredible golf courses. They say what I mentioned earlier. It's like you step foot on this property and the people treat you like family. The accommodations are incredible. You just feel like you're a part of the whole thing. You feel like you're a part of it. And you're so much, I think they all probably felt like guests of honor, but they also felt so normal. And I wonder if they're going to get that at other places. So that's what Pursell had to offer. Middle of nowhere, Alabama, just outside Sylacauga. Maybe they consider themselves Sylacauga. It's, about an hour southeast of Birmingham, which is where my wife and I are. So it was just a blessing in general that I got to go and be there. And it was so close and it was so easy for me. The golf was fantastic. You've got Grant, Wesley, George, Brad as the captains. They put together incredible teams. Y'all will see that. The competition was so good. The golf was so good. Yes, these guys are internet golfers. They're so good at golf. It was a joy. It was a joy to watch. So more information on that, when they get to publish the video, I want to tell everyone about it because I haven't been able to. And it was so fun and so good. So I can't wait for that first video to get published. So, and yeah, I'd love to talk to anyone about it. Some of those characters, some of those guys are so cool, so nice. The ones that would remember my name after a couple days of being together when we haven't really interacted too much. It's like, oh, that's just kind. That's just nice. And unforgettable experience, truly. So feel blessed to have been a part of it. Now let's talk about this. Because not only was it was great, the people, the accommodations, the hospitality, the money in this is significant. So if you're not familiar, I think the winner of this leg, their team got $250,000. So everyone's getting $50K of that winning team. And is that a year's salary for some people? For people who are creating content, trying to make a living off of creating content, imagine what a $50,000, bonus could do. But that's not it. They have three more legs where they're going to get a minimum of like 5K or 6K. It's like this. It's Is it saving people's careers? Maybe not, and definitely not for these people at the top. But to play for the opportunity to win $1 million at the end, $1 million in a year changes most. I mean, 99% of people's year, if not life, is what $1 million will do. So it's significant money, which is why I want to talk about what YGT could do for the future of competitive golf, because I'm putting myself in the headspace of a college golfer who is elite, who has seen people go before him or her, legitimately, grind on mini tour, Corn Ferry. Maybe they get to the PGA Tour for a season and they've got to come off. The sacrifice that it takes to put yourself in those positions is unreal. And if you're a college golfer who is really good, you're going to consider the creator route more so than you would have 5 years ago, because no one was making money doing this 5 years ago. And if you're someone who has a little bit of personality, I would encourage you to start documenting everything now. Even in pursuit of professional golf, professional competitive golf on whatever tour you can get to, document it. Have some fun with it. Not to become a creator, but building that, network and following alongside your pursuit to become a professional golfer. Because in the event that things don't work out, which they don't for most, if you are highly touted and you are the best and you are winning and winning and winning, go be the best on the PGA Tour. The very best golfers in the world will find themselves on the PGA Tour. They will. That's where they belong. But there is a whole section of people who are so good. They are in the top 1%. PGA Tour, top 0.01%. Top 1% of golfers are still so fun to watch because they're so good. And if you have a personality, if you've got a little creative itch, use it. Put it to use. Go film. Go do something fun. Because this creator route, I think people will start to see as such a viable option because of the flexibility, the lifestyle, eventually the money. You start now. In 10 years, it's something that you probably could not have imagined, and it continues to grow. Even if you're out of your prime and there's, people who have come up under you who people enjoy more, you still get to do so whatever you want. You can turn it into a media company. You can find a way to offer services through it. If you're legit, keep teaching people how to play golf. Host events, bring people together. It's just, the options are limitless, and I think we're in like early stages of what YouTube golf can become for people. And I've got so many ideas on like what makes YouTube golf content good. And I am releasing a video on that soon because I think it's fascinating, the different routes that you can go. But in general, the creator option, especially alongside your pursuit to becoming a professional golfer, is going to be so common. It's going to become so common. And the runway, I think, for these athletes to decide on like, do I want to keep pursuing professional golf, or do I want to pivot and go to the career? I think the runway is going to be so much shorter. 10 years ago, people didn't really have an option but to stay and try to get better and better and better at golf. Because otherwise it's like, okay, I guess I will just go teach golf at my local country club, or I will work in golf, go work for like a TrackMan or whatever, and like have industry knowledge. good things, but it's almost like the dream dies there. It doesn't die. Like there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with those jobs, but the dream can stay alive with content creation because you can make it whatever you want. And you've got guys like Brad Dahlke he gets to go play in this tournament here in a couple weeks. Like in the Rocket Classic, a legitimate tournament. Come on. By competing on these tours, and the YGT will probably have like subsequent tours that like feed in tours, feeder leagues almost, because there will be relegation. People who don't perform well on YGT, I think, will be out. New people will be in next season with a chance again to make significant money, become more popular. All of these guys are going to benefit from the content output that YGT is about to do here, and who knows, I don't know. People will want to be on this tour, and people who are really good at golf 10 years ago who were striving to become a top 100 player on the PGA Tour, these kids getting out of college are going to be like, would I rather be the 100th best player on the PGA Tour, or would I rather try to be one of the best content creators and still play the best golf ever? And it sounds crazy. It sounds like, oh, why would I ever choose that? Times have changed. It's just different. It's just different. And again, I think that runway is different because if a player who is, likable, plays on the PGA Tour or Korn Ferry for a few years and it's not working out, they will say, you know what? I can still golf for a living, have a lot more fun doing it, pay a lot less money to do it and to get it done, and make substantial income. Not just from the content I create, but from the world of creator golf exploding with opportunities to make more money. I saw Cole Lance, Mad Jack, and Mason Nutt. They were a part of this like creator invitational, not like the internet invitational. Maybe it was called the Creator Classic. I don't know what it was. They got to invite other people to join them and compete. And there's money. People are going to be putting up so much money because they want the recognition, and the recognition is happening in YouTube golf. It's happening in content. We're in early stages with this, is all I'm saying. So, the winner of this, I think it's singles stroke play at the Win, like just winner take, maybe it's not winner take all, but the purse was $1 million. Now it's maybe more. Someone's going to get $1 million. Again, it changes things. It changes things. And these young guys who grew up watching them, their heroes are Grant Horvat and their heroes are the Bryan brothers. Their heroes might be Bob Does Sports. I don't know. Fewer and fewer, as much as I would love for everyone's hero to be Scottie Scheffler or Tiger Woods or Rory McIlroy. People aren't. The best of the best are aspiring to that. 99% of even really good golfers are like, I love what these guys are doing. I kind of want to be a part of that. So over time, competitive golf will change because the money is going to start to flow towards creators, towards people who are getting the most attention, which is YGT, these little creator events that are happening. And YGT is like, these are people's favorite internet golfers. Not only are they their favorite, they are really good. So good. So this is it. This is the new wave. Again, I've said it once, I'll say it again. The best of the best will end up on the PGA Tour. That's where the money is. If you're legitimately, again, a top 100, top 50, top 30 golfer, be on the PGA Tour. You will get to play golf for a living for as long as you want and make fantastic money. And then from there, you can do whatever you want. I'm just saying this is a really, really healthy and fun and exciting alternative for a lot of people. And they will pivot to that alternative sooner now than they would have 5 years ago, 10 years ago, because it wasn't an option. So it is not a dramatic statement to say that YGT and subsequent tours are changing competitive golf. Because even this year, YGT with Wesley Bryan, for example, he has won a PGA Tour event, the RBC Heritage, a great event. So, and is he the best player on tour on the YGT? A couple guys up there pretty close. So it's like the talent is already incredible. Imagine what it's going to look like in 5-10 years when some of the best golfers, and when the PGA Tour starts to bring down regulation on what people can share, because they're going to want PGA Tour players to have social followings. Otherwise, they're going to lose some credit. They're going to lose some visibility. So the best of the best are going to start to create content too. And then they're going to be on tours like this. Maybe not the best of the best, but the talent level will only increase because the best golfers who are creating content will strive to be here instead of there. So just watch out. It's coming. It's coming. So that's all I got. That's a long video. I cannot believe I just talked for 22 minutes straight. What was I even talking about? Anyway, so this has been Luke with On Golf. This has been On Golf with Luke. Which one should it be? Anyway, I'm not really editing this video because I don't know how to do it. You're just hearing my thoughts. I'm about to get out there I'm about to get out there, and it's going to be so fun. I can't wait for this. Again, this is like my third time filming this. Something's probably going to go wrong, but I will continue. I will persist because, again, this is easy for me. Talking on the camera to you guys about golf and what's happening, it's so fun. I would love to keep doing this. So I shall persist. Anyway, I'm so bad at ending these. This has been On Golf with Luke Mangan. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you next time. Goodbye.